You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Days fans. So we're going to dig into this messy situation that's set to explode in sweeps with Stephanie Johnson, Jada Hunter, and the sketchy guy they have in common, Everett Lynch, aka Bobby. We're going to unpack what this bad man's been up to and how the reveal of his double dealing both of these ladies will likely ruin their friendship. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we are going to talk about Everett's lies and the impact it'll have on these women. But first, please click subscribe so you don't miss a thing. All right, if you recall, when Jada Hunter first came to Salem, we didn't know much about her other than she was the offspring of Marcus Hunter and was looking for a new job in law enforcement. Rafe Hernandez hired her almost immediately and put her to work as a detective. And later we met her misguided sister, Talia Hunter, but that ditzy doc is gone now. And we're finally going to learn more about Jada. She initially said her marriage broke up because she and her husband both worked too much and they didn't leave enough time for their marriage. But it's actually something else entirely. Basically, Jada was heartbroken still when she came to town, and she just didn't want to unpack her pain in front of people that she barely knew. So now we're finding out a lot more about Jada's past, and we will soon see that it intersects with Stephanie Johnson's past because of one very bad guy they have in common. Now that Blake Berris is back, we were wondering if he was going to be a good guy this time or another bad guy like his former character, now dead Nick Fallon. Starting to look like he's closer to Nick than he was to being a nice guy. Basically, we're going to learn a lot more about Everett/Bobby soon, as Jada calls him. This Bobby guy was a despicable liar, and he did Jada a lot of emotional harm. He caused her so much pain, not physical pain. He wasn't punching her, but he was kind of punching her heart. He broke her heart repeatedly. He cheated on her with other women, and he messed with her mind too. He liked to play games to torment her. This Bobby guy is bad, to be sure. So Jada already told Stephanie she knows that her husband, Bobby, spent a pile of money on a big ticket item at a jewelry store. And I'm certain that's the engagement ring Stephanie saw in his computer bag when he told her that she could check there for a phone charger. So the timeline, as I understand it, is likely Bobby was married to Jada, and I don't know if he had any other affairs before, but then he started dating Stephanie on the side. Either way, no matter other affairs or whatnot, Stephanie Johnson was definitely his side piece because Bobby was Jada's husband first, and we know they were both in Seattle. There is definite overlap. That leads me to think maybe his real name actually is Bobby because he met Jada first. Maybe his name is Robert Everett Lynch, and he started using his middle name when he was cheating and when he introduced himself to Stephanie and started dating her. And then Jada said he cheated, and she found the jewelry store transaction, and then he ghosted her, never to be seen again. She still hasn't seen him. Similarly, Stephanie said when she and Everett were dating, apparently at the same time that he was married to her, they were getting serious, and then he ghosted her only to be seen when he finally showed back up in Salem a few months ago. Here's what I think happened. I suspect Everett met and married Jada, was a jerk who cheated, and then maybe fell for Stephanie for real. Maybe he was planning to convince her to run away with him, and that's why he got the ring, but they just never got the chance because he, was injured and then fell into that coma. I think the coma definitely happened, and I think it's what made both Stephanie and Jada think that he'd ghosted them. I think he accidentally ghosted them. I do think the coma was real. If I remember correctly, Stephanie dug in and kind of did some checking and found out it was legit. And also he's having those neurological symptoms like those headaches and issues that make me think that's some after effects of the coma and the injuries he suffered. But we all know time's running out for Everett. The odds are insane that he and Jada haven't already wound up face-to-face in Salem. On Monday, Everett resumes the conversation he started with Stephanie this past Friday. And he told her on Monday he loves her and he really wants to be with her and wants her to stay. And she decided not to stay. She was tempted. And then Leo Stark saw her leaving Everett's room. He was kind of asking things, you know. I'm sure Chad Demara won't like hearing about it if he does. But by Friday, February 2nd, the second day of sweeps, we have Stephanie shocking Everett with something she says. Bottom line, he's about to get busted hard. And as much as Stephanie will hate hearing he's the guy that broke her friend Jada's heart, there's something she's going to hate a whole lot more. Stephanie is going to be furious that he made her the other woman by cheating on his wife with her. And I'm certain Stephanie will try and explain herself to Jada. You know, I didn't know, I had no, you know, that kind of thing. But at first Jada might be angry and assume that Stephanie's known the truth all along and has been, you know, laughing behind her back. If Jada does believe that Stephanie played some role, some knowing role in her heartbreak, she might think that for a minute. I don't think she'll think that for very long. I'm guessing eventually Jada and Stephanie will be friends again if they do bicker for a moment, which it seems like they have to, at least for a minute. I do suspect they might wind up bonding over both of them ending up with the same bad man. But is there a chance, any chance, that Everett can convince Stephanie to give him another shot? You know, he did lie to her. That's true. And I guess he was cheating on her also because I assume he kept on sleeping with his wife, Jada, while he was living this secret double life and also dating Stephanie. So he was cheating on Stephanie too, you know, because she did not know she was the side person. I'm not sure Stephanie will ever be able to forgive him for making her the other woman. That seems unforgivable. Man, you know, Stephanie's had a hard road with her love life since she came back to Salem and right before she came back. Alex was convinced the two of them were fated to be together. And then when he finally got her into bed, he turned off her phone. And then she didn't get the call that made her miss saying goodbye to her mother as she died. Luckily, Kayla wasn't permanently dead, but still the betrayal was there. Stephanie dumped him. And then she had to walk away from Chad Demara also because he was still grieving his dead wife, Abby, and really wasn't in a place to be a good boyfriend or commit to anything more with her. So with the reveal coming soon that Everett's a cheating piece of garbage, I wonder if that means he will be shifting out of Salem soon. And of course, Chad might not mind this reveal because it should permanently split Everett from Stephanie. As for Jada, at least she has a good man in her life to comfort her when this old wound is ripped open again. Of course, Rafe will be there. As for Everett, this guy's dirty, and I'm sure we're going to find out lots more soon. Hey, click subscribe if you haven't already, and definitely drop your comments below and come back soon. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I'm here talking days, 7 days a week, as always. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.